Welcome to the edNewsstand podcast. I'm your host, Troy Reynolds. This is Season 4, Episode 1 of the podcast and the season premiere. This episode is entitled Google Workspace Updates. This week, we are going to talk all about the new updates that came out to Google Workspace over the summer. Some of them are available currently, and some of them will be coming very, very soon. We are also going to debut a new segment called Cool TikTok Resources, I guess. I haven't really thought of an idea of what we're going to call it, but we are going to showcase one TikTok user that has shown me a cool tip or trick that I have tried to use in the classrooms that I work in with students. So we will debut that a little bit later on. Let's not waste any more time. Let's dive in. So for my first episode back, I just want to talk about some of the updates, but not all of the updates that are happening for Google Workspace and Google for Education. Now, I don't want this to be a super long podcast. I just want to go over some of the basics, some of the things that I find to be most important. And there are a million links in this, and maybe that's an exaggeration. There are a lot of links in this newsletter this week. And so if you want to take a deeper dive into the resources and read about them a little bit more, I will provide you with all of those links, and you can click on and read to your heart's content. So let's look at some of what I think are some of the most important updates that are happening or are about to happen within Google Workspace and Google for Education. In the top left corner, I have where Google Classroom is coming soon, very soon here. I'm going to guess when they made the announcement in June, they said within the next few months. It's going to be here pretty soon. So you are going to be able to schedule to multiple classes in Google Classroom. And this is something that teachers have been clamoring for a long time. So you can, teachers and co-teachers can easily schedule assignments to multiple classes. And you can see here that I do have a GIF that you can look at. And if you click on the GIF, then it will open up into a larger window, which will allow you to see that a little bit easier. And you can zoom in down here at the bottom. You can also, if you click on the title of each GIF that I have available for you, it will take you to the article that will give you a little bit more in-depth information about scheduling to multiple classes. So all of the little GIFs that you see here have that available, and the headings on top of each GIF have that available as well. But being able to schedule to multiple classes in Google Classroom, not out yet, but coming very, very soon. I would venture to say within the next month or so. The next update in Google Classroom is the engagement tab. Again, coming soon. I would venture the same time frame, but you can easily see students' last activity, including the last work submitted, last thing worked on, and when they participated in class comments last. And again, you can click on the GIF or click on the heading at the top and be able to review some more of that information. Now, Google Forms has also gotten some nice little updates here over the summer, and 2 out of the 3 of these are available right now. The first one, and maybe the most important one, is automatically saving drafts in Google Forms. So no longer do your students have to fill out their Google form in one sitting. If they want to come back to it at a later date or start it and they get called away for something, they get called to the office, or you're distance learning and students have to step away for a few minutes or even maybe for 24 hours, it is going to automatically save their draft responses for 30 days or until they've completed their submission. They just have to make sure that they are logged in with their current school Google ID. If they're logged in with another one, it'll still save it, but it saves it underneath maybe their personal Gmail. So that's something that the students have to look at. Next, this one is coming soon. There are going to be new fonts available in Google Forms. It'll allow you to make it a little more personalized and make it a little bit nicer. But that stuff is coming soon. Again, I would venture here probably by the end of October. Next, Google Forms has done a redesign of their settings, making it a little bit easier for you to access and find. The key settings made it more discoverable, like the option to make a form a quiz and control any default settings that are available. Before, you had to go over to the little icon in the top right corner. Now the settings button is right along the top where you can see your responses and your Google form. So check that out right at the top. You can review the GIF if you want to see that a little bit deeper, and click on the link at the top if you want to review some of those settings that are now readily available. The next 3 big updates come in Google Docs. So Google Docs has initiated what they call a smart canvas. So the Smart Canvas enhances collaboration in apps by making them more interactive and intelligent, meaning you can link out many things to many people in many ways. You can pull in different docs, you can pull in different forms, slides, sheets. All of these things can be pulled into one major doc. Next, we have Google Docs checklist down here in the bottom left corner. Checklists, again, similar to bulleted lists, except marked items. You can do that once they have been completed in your list, and you'll find the list right at the top of the Google Docs toolbar, kind of where you see all of the other formatting for centering your document or changing the line spacing of your document. The checkboxes, the checklists are right there in that same formatting area of your toolbar. Next, you can create table templates in your Google Docs. So topic voting table templates let you easily gather feedback directly in Google Docs. You can play around with other ways and other features that you can utilize for the little table templates that are available for you when creating those in Google Docs. And the final update to Google Docs is Smart Chips. So anytime you type the @ symbol, it will pull in other helpful information from your Google Workspace. So I talked about the Smart Canvas allowing you to pull in all of those documents, whether they be Google Sheets, Google Slides, commenting to other people specifically, pulling in other docs. All of these things, all you have to do is type the @ symbol and what you are searching for within your Google Workspace, and you will get a little drop-down menu of all of the items that represent or respond to that. So if you start to type a T, anything that starts with a T, whether it's in your contacts or whether it's in your Google Drive, all of those things will show up in a little drop-down. And then as you start to type more, all of that will be filtered down to specifically find maybe what you're looking for. And then you just click on it and it automatically hyperlinks for you right in the Google Doc. And that is what they are calling the Smart Chip. The Smart Canvas allows you to take all of those items and put them into one place. The Smart Chip allows you to just like chip it and find it easily from that little drop-down menu. So as you can see, a lot of awesome updates, most of them already out and up and running for you for the school year. Again, Google Classroom, multiple class scheduling, and the engagement piece coming soon. Google Forms, you've got drafts that are saving right now, readily available, new fonts coming soon, and the settings redesign, making it easier for you to do things. And finally, in Google Docs, you've got the Smart Canvas, the Smart Chips, the table templates, and the checklist that is readily available for you. I want to start a new segment here on the podcast, and that is I want to shout out a cool TikTok that I've seen for the week. So I want to shout out the creator of the TikTok and then showcase the resource quickly based on what they have shown in their TikTok. So one of the last videos that I saw on Thursday night before I went to bed was from Nickels and Dimes, and he talked about this app from Quiver Vision. And what you do is you download this resource from Quiver Vision. The students can color it, and then you can scan it, and you get the augmented reality-ness of the coloring. And what it does is then it brings your drawing to life. So you can see here, there was a free printable for Dot Day. And so students colored the dot, and then when they scan it with their iPad or their Google tablet or phone, whatever, the app is free on either platform. But then it does multiple things with the dot. So in this example, it brought it up as a sphere. If you tap on the little circle here, this little orange circle here at the bottom, it changes it and allows you to kind of manipulate the balloon or the bubble. Another thing that it does is it turns it into a game, so you have a little maze in there. The one thing the kids were a little bothered by with the game is it didn't have a finish line. They really thought it was cool. I heard a few kids say, "This is the greatest thing I've ever done." But they did say about the maze, they wish it actually had a finish and there was like fireworks or something. But look, it was really cool. This does 3 or 4 or 5 different things. Students can save their videos, they can save their pictures right to their device. So if you want to check this out, there are a lot of free printables, not just for Dot Day. If you go to quivervision.com, it takes you right here, and you saw on this one page here, there are colorable masks that you can wear, and it changes your face into whatever the character is. In the top right corner of the website, you have your coloring packs. And if you click on these, you'll see that there are the free ones, there are ones for subscribers only, and then there are paid versions. And so we have one for Earth Day. If you go all the way down to the bottom, you'll find the one for International Dot Day. Here's the one to celebrate Dot Day. Again, quivervision.com. You can click on the coloring packs in the right-hand corner. And then if you just go to the App Store, you just search for Quiver Vision or Quiver itself, and the app is free to download. So you don't have to pay for anything. You can download the free resources, print them off as many times as you want, give them to the kids. The kids, once they did one, they wanted to do multiple ones because they wanted to cover or recolor a dot and make a new dot, maybe with a face this time or just a new design. One kid wanted to make a cookie. So there are tons of different ways that kids can interact with this and design all of their things. So thank you again to Nickels and Dimes. Here we go. We've got the Nickels and Dimes TikTok. Check out a lot of the resources he has. He has a lot of cool resources, and I appreciate him sharing this. That's it for this episode of the edNewsstand podcast. I really appreciate you listening to the podcast or watching the video version on YouTube because I know your time is valuable. Please check out the resources in this week's newsletter all about the new updates to Google Workspace. Also, thank you to @NickelsandDimes on TikTok for the great idea about the QuiverVision app and quivervision.com. For more EdTech resources, you can follow me on social media. You can find me on Twitter @ReynoldsTroy and on Instagram and TikTok @edNewsstand. If you're listening on any podcast platform and would like to hear more, please like and subscribe to receive updates and have any new episode automatically downloaded for you. You can also revisit my previous episodes on any major podcasting platform like Spotify, Anchor.fm, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or Google Podcasts. You can also check out the video version of my podcast over on my YouTube channel and check out any of the other video resources I have available. If you'd like to download my app to have my podcast and newsletters right on your smart device, please check it out at ednewsstand.glideapp.io and save it to your home screen. If you don't want the app but would like to check out my resources, please visit my website at ednewsstand.weebly.com. This is Troy Reynolds, and this is the edNewsstand podcast. Hoping you were able to take away at least one idea for your classroom. Please be safe. Until next time.